Between school, your friends, and social media, answers are everywhere. But where can you find the truth? Welcome to the StudentCast. We're asking for a friend so you don't have to.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the StudentCast. It's Kale. I'm here with your friend and my friend, Brynn.
What's up, guys? So excited to be here with you. We are back asking a question for a friend so you don't have to.
And we have friends.
Here with us today. We want to make sure you guys know we do have friends.
Like we always say asking for a friend, and people have been saying it's just us.
I know. They're like, Brynn, you're not slick. That's your question.
Yeah.
But we have our friends here with us today. And so introduce yourselves, guys.
Hey guys, I'm Carly and I go to Clovis North.
Hello, I'm Mason. I go to Buchanan.
Hey,
Our
welcome.
friends, welcome. These are two of our juniors who were in our student leadership, incoming seniors.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Big dogs.
They were in student leadership this past year.
And killed it.
And they're getting ready to go into their senior year of high school.
So
Crazy.
excited.
Is that crazy?
Is there one thing? What's one thing that you're excited about for your senior year?
Be over.
We want to zoom past that one.
Grad night.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
so
go.
excited for grad
That's
night.
fun. I don't really like roller coasters, so I didn't love grad night. But so fun. We have a question for you guys today that I feel like you guys are really good people to answer it.
Yeah. So the question that our friends are asking is just, what is leadership? That word gets thrown around a lot, especially in the church and honestly in society.
Yeah.
And they're just wondering, like, hey, what is that? So yeah, how would you guys define as leadership? Or maybe even in your own experience, how have you seen it?
Yeah, I'm interested to hear because both of you have kind of had an experience with school leadership too. So what would you guys say is the difference too here?
I would say like for school leadership, it's like just being the loudest and like getting the crowd and like all that and just who can be like the biggest voice. And I feel like it's been really cool to see the difference in like student leadership at the Well because there's so many different pieces to like planning an event and all that. And I think like all the underlying things there is to leadership and like serving others, and there's just a lot of different pieces.
Yeah, I think with the church, it's a lot more intimate. And so it's like more community building rather than just like morale and spirit building.
Oh, that's real.
That's
yeah.
good.
I used to think that leaders were often the ones that could just rally a bunch of people, had the coolest outfit.
Totally.
Like-
Yeah, I pictured leadership all of high school as like the coolest person in the room, who's the loudest person in the room, and everyone knows them. Whereas I feel like biblical leadership is just a lot about serving. Like in Mark 10:45, it says, "For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many," which is what we've used as kind of our theme verse all of student leadership this year. So what does that kind of say to you guys when you've been processing what you do as a leader and how you lead out with your peers? Do you guys feel like that serving mentality has been something that you've grown to like lead with this year?
Yeah, I feel like it's been really cool to just like even like take a step back into certain things in student leadership and just to like do like a small piece of an event, but like you can see like the big growth that happens and like in other people's lives, and just the little things that go on in leadership is really cool to see.
Yeah.
I definitely think seeing everything come together, like serving, you get like an underlying joy from. And so when you serve and you see results from that, I think that's like, it's really good to see how everything moves from your leadership.
Totally.
That's real.
Yeah, I mean, I even think of like Mason, you served on our check-in team like all year long. We're at WSM at like 6 o'clock or 5:45 every single week. And you would see Mason, I mean, he's really tall. Like you can't tell because he's sitting down right now, but he's a really tall
very
guy. And everyone would be walking up and Mason's like, "What's up, guys? Welcome, my guy." Hey, all these things. And so I feel like even just that was you serving and connecting with people as they're walking up and welcoming them. But what was that experience like for you to be standing out there every week?
It's good to be a familiar face to people, especially if it's like their second time, third time coming, to like see someone they recognize and that had like a good energy to them. It's more welcoming that way than just people being like, "Hey."
Yeah. Do you feel like you step out of your comfort zone to lead in that way?
Definitely. I've always been like a loud person, but I didn't like having a lot of attention. And so being like stepping outside of my comfort zone and meeting new people is like something that has definitely helped me along the way and helped other people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so Carly, we've seen you kind of step up on stage and kind of wrap up the messages or even handle announcements for Thrive. And so what has that experience been with, like, for you as you've been navigating what does it mean to lead in, student leadership?
I feel like it's been really cool, like just to like summarize things that you say and like talk about, and like even people come up to me and be like, "Oh, like you said it in a different way, like it like spoke to me in like a different way," and like that's like one of the coolest things I think I've like ever experienced is just like getting to like show God's love and like talk about the Bible with like other people my age and like help them understand has been so cool.
Yeah, that's a huge win.
That's awesome. Do you guys feel like you guys like have fun in leadership? Like, is leading fun, or is it just like
It's just work.
I just work all the time?
It definitely is. Like I said, there's a fulfillment that comes with it, and I really love that. I crave that fulfillment.
Aw.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, especially just to like do it with your friends and like in student leadership. Like I feel like being in student leadership at the Well has brought me closer to so many people that like love God and like relationships of people that really love God. And I think it's just really cool to do it alongside your friends and like serve others.
Yeah, that's cool. So you're talking about like just like what's meaning to lead in community. Would you say it's possible to lead by yourself, or is it best seen
No.
in community?
I don't think so, because you can't really lead yourself. You have to like lead other people.
That's a bar.
Might
That's
drop.
good.
even if it's like one or two people and
Yeah.
it's something intimate, you're still leading. But you can't lead by yourself. There's no one to lead.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like even Brynn and like when we would lead events or something, she'd like be like, you guys are owning this, like you're owning this, but that doesn't mean you're taking it over. Like we need people in community to help us and be like, oh, I think you should do this differently. Like two brains are better than one type of thing. So
That's
I feel like it's
real.
always
The
cool.
boat resources activity. Do you guys remember that?
do. That was rough.
We did an activity at Student Leadership Retreat where each team was told to build a boat,
Yes.
and we were like, hey, all of you guys just have to get one person across.
Yes,
And
which
so
we like emphasize that like crazy. Just
emphasize
one
just
person.
one person. And so immediately they're like, oh, we're verse each other and we each have to get one person across. But then at the end, it was like, you could have all combined resources and sent one over. But just kind of that team work, I don't know, culture kind of tells us we're all out for ourselves. And in leadership,
Yep.
it's like I have to beat other people to be the top leader. Whereas I feel like what we're saying is a lot of leadership is actually empowering other people to lead and to succeed in those giftings.
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like even at leadership, like at Clovis North, it's like you're always running for like an election or
Oh, that's
like
real.
you're trying to like, oh, like I'm gonna beat you in president against people in leadership. So you're like constantly going against each other and trying to be the best leader and trying to get in next year. But like at the Well, it's just like, how can we help each other be better so that we can help our students be better?
Yeah.
common goal.
Yeah.
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 Dang.
Well, and I think too, sometimes we have this pressure on us when we talk about leadership is that you have to be perfect. Like you can't have mistakes. You have to have it all together. I remember when I was in leadership in high school, I felt like I hid a lot of stuff because I was afraid of getting kicked out of leadership. And now I'm like, we all have so much imperfections. I do stupid stuff all the time. I'm trying to think of something recently that I've done. Those
Too many to count.
That's fair.
Right,
Mason.
that's
That's fair.
exposed.
Mason's here on this earth to humble me. But I think like we aren't perfect as
No,
leaders, but
far
I
from
think
it.
sometimes that makes us more approachable as a leader. What's your guys' experience been like with that in your life groups as you've been leading as well?
Yeah. I feel like just being vulnerable in life group, like stepping out of your comfort zone and being that first person. Like I remember at the senior breakfast, they were talking about that, like just being the first person to like say something that you're really struggling with and then just lead, like the domino effect of leading other people to do the same thing. And I feel like as a leader, being vulnerable and like even just like Kao or Jordan sharing their stories of like their struggles, like that you want to listen to them more because you're like, you've been through it. Like, how did you get through it?
Yeah.
So I feel like just being that person that's like vulnerable with everyone.
Yeah, I think creating that vulnerability, kind of taking that first step and like opening, if like conversation's getting rowdy or off topic, kind of bringing it back to the message or bringing it back to whatever. That's kind of
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
It's
leading
key
in
for
that
me.
space.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, honestly, and so like I do want to like ask one big question for all of you though, is just like what happens, like what would you say to the people who are like, well, I don't know if I am a leader, you know, or like I don't know if like I'm like can even like serve in the way that I've seen you guys do it. Like what would you say to those
That's
people?
definitely what I was thinking. Like the first time I applied for leadership, I was like, am I even right for this? Am I going to take someone's spot who's more qualified? But I
Yeah.
think stepping outside your comfort zone, even if you don't think you're the right leader at the time, it's going to grow you to be that perfect leader. Well, not perfect leader, but good leader.
Mason's line is perfection.
But it's like kind of taking that initiative and getting outside your comfort zone is going to build you to be a better leader.
Totally.
Yeah, I feel like even just like, as followers of Christ, like we want to show God's love and then we want to like be the example. So like everyone's a leader, especially like when you follow Christ. So I feel like there's a spot for everyone in leadership,
Yeah.
and whether it's like small or can seem big, like being on stage, but like like making a sign to like say what like Flannel Fest.
Oh
Like
my gosh, Flannel Fest. Remember that? It was
fun.
so good.
like I just feel like the smallest things can like make you a leader, and it doesn't need to be like speaking on stage or all those things.
Yeah, and like the Lord can use all of our giftings in different ways, and sometimes we say no for ourselves or for other people when God's just like, I just want to use you in the way that
Yeah.
I've designed you to lead in your own way.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I think I even wrestle with too. Is sometimes it's like comparison for like even in student leadership, where it's like, or even leadership in general, we're constantly comparing what other people's giftings are versus our own, and then therefore just disqualifying us from actually using it. When it's like God doesn't need another person; He just needs
Yeah.
me to be me and you to be you.
Yeah, totally. That's so good.
Yeah.
I feel like I just love to hear from you guys if you were just to like say one encouragement to someone who does feel really insecure about their own giftings, what would that encouragement be?
I feel like everybody like okay. I think of it like this, like when Grace would speak on stage, I would always be like, oh my gosh, she's so good. Like I want to like speak like that. But it's like everybody has their like own giftings that someone else probably wants. Like you see yourself differently than other people see you. And like you may be doing something like painting a sign and like you're an artist. Like
Yeah.
that's a gifting. And like I feel like you should never put down your giftings just because they're different than other people's, because in leadership we use like everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a place for you.
Yeah, it might be some really niche like gift, but God gave you that gift for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good. Sweet. Well, yeah, guys. So I would say probably in summary, for our listeners out there, in summary, it's just like, hey, leadership is fun.
Yeah.
God has given us unique gifts to lead others, with the ultimate goal of pointing everyone back to Christ, and that we can't lead by ourselves. We have to lead in community.
Yeah, that's so good. I'm so grateful for you guys and just the leaders that you've been on our team. And I'm just so excited for people to hear from you guys.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait for our people to hear it. If you're listening right now, go ahead and just like leave a comment or a note or text us and say,
Yes.
hey, we want to be a part of student leadership too.
Totally. Yeah, those applications are actually open right now.
Let's go.
So
Apply.
apply today.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yes.
You
Well,
won't regret it.
we are just we always have so much fun
We do,
getting
but
to talk
we
with you
have to
guys.
finish. We
We
gotta
do
go.
have to finish. We could be here all day, but we will see you next time on the Well Student Cast. Thanks for hanging with us.
Bye.
Bye guys.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Well Student Cast. As always, don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends about us. For more information about the Well Student Ministries, visit thewellcommunity.org/students.